There's no denying that the job market is infinitely cooked right now. I hate applying for stuff. Interviewing sucks. Getting a response sucks. For my friends who just graduated, I truly feel for them. They're having a difficult time finding even like super minimum wage type of job. I've gotten 2 verbal yeses, yet never received a full contract. Imagine the relief I felt when I heard my first yes and then went weeks without any response. The disappointment and anxiousness was immeasurable. I had a very difficult time keeping a clear mind and a loving heart. I was infinitely pissed. Yet I know I will persist. I also know that every crisis has some sort of an opportunity. So what is it that I'm missing? Think, Adarsh. Think, son. There's something available to me right now. Think creatively. The harder something is, the more I have to learn from it. And that's what this video is about. My capacity for failure, rejection, and just having a mental bandwidth toughness has massively increased in the last couple of years, especially in the last couple of months. I do have this desperate feeling, yes, but I also have this massive confidence in some sense, and this spite to prove everyone. For what it's worth, I think we're in an era of great change. Things are just changing so fast that it's truly difficult to see what the next step to take is. It's difficult to follow people's advice or know what to follow. Things are so uncertain that the main thing that's helped me keep going is just doing things that are hard. Run more, fast longer, read harder books, run faster, write more, edit better, upload more, edit longer, jump higher, go without media longer, sit still longer, learn harder dances, have more difficult conversations, organize fun group hangouts, help others more, sleep better, eat better, fight for your belief, live more by your principle, be more compassionate while doing it, improve every quality of mindfulness. These are all endless battles that we could use to improve the quality of our mind. And that way, no matter how the job market is, we always challenge ourselves. One of the greatest challenges I experience is whenever I go back home, living around parents and family. This is always a challenge for me. Our values are not that different, but there's clearly some differences, especially in the way we communicate. The way we communicate is radically different. For example, my mom will ask me to do this one ceremony that Nepali people do during a festival called Dasai. But the ceremony is a ritual for cars and inanimate objects. This has always irked me. Rituals, first of all, drive me crazy. I just don't want to do anything because I've been told to do it. But I will always compromise for the sake of connecting with family and friends. In fact, like when it comes to traditions that involve like connecting and exchanging gifts between family members or like our blessings between parents and our pets even, right? I love those traditions, I think. However, when it comes to inanimate objects, I get pissed off. It's not a big deal. Just do it for me. Yet on a personal level, it feels like a big deal. And so right there, the moment of fighting for what I believe in while also maintaining compassion to everyone involved, that is the challenge. And in my life, nothing increases that capacity that I was talking about more than that. It's basically a miniaturized version of how every individual faces against society, right? And in that way, if you can't beat that challenge, then you can't beat any other challenge. And if you can conquer that challenge, then you could probably conquer the rest as well. Funnily enough, right after I wrote that, I got into a really big debate with one of my uncles. It lasted almost 2 hours, and it started with him denying that high cholesterol is bad. But then it went to discussions about autism, and then he started talking about completely random stuff about God. I could feel myself getting a little bit heated every 20 minutes or so. I would respond to his questions with a really thought out statement, but I felt like he would just ignore it and just ask another random question. And some of the things that he was saying was like borderline conspiratorial and just like made up. And then finally we started talking about marriage. And then he asked me, when am I gonna get married? Again, another classic Asian household thing, right? And I offered him a pretty good explanation about how like it takes many other factors like or the other person wanting to get married and like, finance and whatever. But then he started calling me a liar. He accused me of having a girlfriend and hiding her. I started getting fried, bro. I wish I had one. I wish. What are you on about? At this point, he was running late to his parent-teacher conference, but he kept debating me and I kept losing my cool. Now, why do I bring that up? This would have been the perfect opportunity for me to increase my mental bandwidth and exercise compassion. Yet I folded. And this writing, in some ways, is an opportunity for me to redeem myself for that and repent, I guess. I'm sorry to everyone that suffered through that. His kids were also watching and my mom was right there too. No matter if I was wrong or right, in this case I lost. It would have been better for me to stay quiet and almost pray for his well-being. That would have been a better way to improve my capacity. But I lost my cool. In the same way, as the job market is cooked, we could still increase our ability around us, right? Like once you watch one video, TikTok about someone getting laid off or not having a job, you'll see like a million more. And there's so many desperate stories. And even though it might be true, like it's not really good for a sense of purpose and meaning. I think our attitudes about our hardships matters the most. Every failed application, every ghost email, every rescheduled interview, and every single non-response. These are all things that could improve our ability to exercise restraint and patience. Yes, it will make us dejected and upset. It's not fair, but feeling that way is not really helpful for us in other aspects of life anyway. What's the point of that? Framing that the hardship is the way changed me completely. The challenges feel worth it. It doesn't matter what happens. As much as I purely enjoy the grind of just doing something, just creating the opportunity for myself, even if it means I'm failing. At this point, I've uploaded so many videos and gotten consistent rejection and rejection. I've had so many failed romantic relationships, ghosting, just pure pain, honestly. God dang. And until we give up on just wanting things in general, which I'm not sure I can completely at this point in my life, these things are just going to keep happening in some sense. Similarly, unless we fully isolate ourselves, which is impossible in my opinion, friends and family are probably going to trigger you at some point anyway. Yet, these are all opportunities for us to understand ourselves. I don't just mean in a classical sense of self-improvement. I mean in the sense that it's an opportunity for us to fully embody our whole mindfulness, the wholeness of our awareness. This idea that how you do anything is how you do everything permeates my mind constantly these days. If I'm failing at communication at home, I'm 100% failing at another aspect of my life, in my job, in my friendship, or on YouTube. It's not just a set destination, it's a sign of my ignorance. It's a sign that I was asleep in that moment. So if we conquer each moment more and more and more, we're bound to get to a better place. For this reason, small things like chores, or sleep routine, or time off from your phone, or cleaning, they basically low-key make your entire life. So if you're stuck in a similar situation to me, we could still continue to blame the economy and AI, because yes, those things are the reasons why we are struggling right now. But in addition, we could also start by increasing our capacity, just so we have a better sense of purpose. Start by running a little bit more, reading a little bit more, cleaning your room a little bit more, whatever it is that you do, just do a little bit more, or with a greater sense of quality, and truly squeeze out joy in each moment, squeeze out a deeper sense of compassion in each argument, squeeze out a little bit more gratitude in each moment of hardship, squeeze out a little bit more generosity in moments of flourishing. This challenge right now is exactly what you need to be doing. The challenge that you're going through right now is the exact same thing you need to flourish in the future. So no matter how small and benign it feels, take it up with great honor and conquer it. And I know for sure end up in a better place, I think. And in this weird way, despite our need to control the outcome, despite our want things to stay the same, I believe human beings really love uncertainty and novelty. We don't like certainty, we just think that we do. If everything was guaranteed and always the same, we would be so bored. Is that even really worth having? We crave novelty, but want certainty. Yet it's funny because every single situation is novel. So that craving is always constantly possible to be satisfied if we bring the right mindset to it. So I know it sounds really insensitive in some sense for me to say this, but if you're looking for a job, or if you've just gotten laid off, or you're just trying to get to a better spot in life, that uncertainty truly does not need to turn into fear and anxiety. The truth is, even if you had whatever it is that you wanted, that role, that partner, that lifestyle, it's still not certain. Nothing truly lasts forever in that way. So taking accountability is a way of preserving our agency, yes, but more so, it also just keeps us sane. And as scary as it might sound, this moment offers us a strong chance of redemption. And each moment that we conquer, we can literally change the world to our image in a positive way, both internally or externally. And I do think there's an honor to that. Keep applying. And whatever it is happening with artificial intelligence and whatever, that's not my place to say at this point. There's a lot of factors there. I do think our ability to generate the right questions to ask, our insight, is a precious gift. This is why I'm thankful that I'm living in a conscious mind, a mind that is capable of reflection and experience at the same time. I'm thankful that we get to struggle with things sometimes, that I get the random urge to improve on stuff, the strange urge to think, and the deepest urge to have what I call the experience of enlightenment. One day, AI might join us in that too, and that'd be cool. But till then, I think we should protect our ability to nurture these insights and keep pushing our boundaries. No matter how bad the situation is outside, we always have that present to us. I pray this video made some sense. It's a little bit confusing, and I hope that it made you understand there are in fact parts of your life that are still beautiful. Some call it cope, but I call it hope type shit.